Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Latori and I am here today with a thrifted fashion haul. So if you are interested in seeing what I got, then stay tuned. Like I mentioned, my name is Latori and I'm here today with some pieces that I picked up from the thrift store. I love thrift shopping. That is one of my favorite things to do because it gives you an opportunity to really create and cultivate your personal style. Whereas if you go to a traditional retailer, you're kind of forced to pick things that are more popular and trendy. And so if you are someone who loves to have like unique, one-of-a-kind pieces, it's a great thing to go to the thrift store and find items that speak to you so that you can kind of develop and create your own personal style. So if that's something that you're struggling with, or something like if you want to reinvent your style, I would highly suggest going to the thrift store just because it's affordable. Like I said, most of the pieces are unique and the quality of a lot of the pieces there are much better than like more popular mainstream retailers. So I'm going to get into the pieces and let me know in the comments what you think. So the first piece that I picked up is this knit skirt and I love this. It's a very thick knit. It reminds me of something that I would find in Zara for 5 times the price that I paid. I paid $2.99 for this. It is like on me, it's kind of like a maxi because I'm on the shorter side. I'm only like 5'2". So to me, it comes down to about my ankles. And it's this beautiful cream color and it has buttons on the side. So if you're someone that likes to show a little more skin, you can unbutton them. I have all of the buttons closed because there's still like the slightest split down at the bottom. And so I actually styled this in the video with this sweater. And it almost looks like a 2-piece set. I picked up this sweater from Target, I believe sometime last year. And I actually bought this during this spring of last year. So I got this on sale as well. So I'm pretty sure I paid like $10 for the 2 of these items together. And it looks like a 2-piece set. It's super cute, super simple. You can style it a bunch of different ways. I actually styled this just with some brown boots and like a khaki beret. And just to let you know, in each of the looks I'm wearing a hat just because we're in the house. I did not feel like blend and leave out, so overall I just threw a hat over it. So that's tea. But yeah, this I just paired with this sweater. I also threw on a blazer that I'm going to show you a little later in the video to give it like a little more of a sophisticated look. So this is a perfect basic. This is a great piece. Like I said, the quality is amazing. It's super thick. The brand, it just says Crossings. I'm not familiar with that, but like I said, it's in great shape. Very quality. Like I said, it reminds me of something that I would find in Zara. Not so much H&M because their knits, this is no shade, but their knits usually aren't as thick as the knits that I find in Zara. But I love this. This is a basic. This is something that you can style with like combat boots, sneakers, if that's your vibe. It's just a number of different ways because of the color. The possibilities are endless. So the next piece that I picked up is this gray and brown pleated skirt. And I know you're probably thinking like, what did you get this grandma skirt for? And it does kind of give grandma vibes, I'm not gonna lie, but when I styled it, well, one, I love pleated skirts and I love wool skirts. So whenever I can find one that combines the two, which is not hard to do at the thrift store, I feel like I'm obligated to buy it. This one, it says that the price says $6.99, but I'm pretty sure the day that I picked this up, there was some sort of sale and I got it half off because I'm quite sure that I only paid $3.50 for this. So this is what it looks like. And like I said, there will be a video of me and how I styled it so you can see it in its entirety. But the colors on this one I thought was super unique. I personally haven't seen a lot of garments that combine gray and like different shades of brown. So I love that it had this color combo. And I styled this super casually just because it does give kind of like an old lady vibe. I wanted to kind of edge it up a bit, so I paired it with a cropped hoodie just that had like some graphics on it. I think it said one of a kind or something like that. It was a cropped hoodie that had like a little message on it that I got from Forever 21, and a camel, the same camel beret from the first look, and some boots. But this is also something that I would wear with combat boots. The exact combat boots that I have in mind are the Louis Vuitton the Desert Laureate, I believe, combat boots. I think that's the style name. I'll insert a picture so that you can see what I'm talking about. That is the next pair of boots on my wish list. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick those up at some point this year because I've been wanting them since they first dropped. And I want to say like 2016, 2017, something like that. So I feel like at this point I might as well get them if I've wanted them for that long. But I think those will also be really cute with this, and like a crew neck hoodie or a turtleneck. You could also, if you wanted to pair this in like a more traditional way, a cream turtleneck with the same boots that I had on with the and the look that I have to the side. I think that would be really pretty if you wanted to wear this more traditionally. So I love this skirt. The quality is amazing. Like I said, it's wool, so it's not often, or really any time other than when you're shopping at a thrift store, that you're gonna find a wool skirt for $3.50. Like, even if I had paid the price on the tag, $7 for the quality of material that this is unheard of. So I'm very happy with my purchase. This is something that I will keep for years to come. The size is a little weird. It does something weird in my midsection, and so I will probably have to get this taken in a little bit. I'm in the process right now of trying to lose weight, so I will probably wait till I get closer to my goal weight before I do any alterations on this. But I love it. I can't wait to wear it and style it and all of those things. I definitely feel like anytime I go to the thrift store, it's not hard to find this style of skirt. So I can't leave a link, but I'm sure any thrift store that you go to, if you're interested in this style of skirt, you'll be able to find one if you go often enough. So I just noticed that the next item that I have is in the same color family as the first two. So I guess I've been in like a brown neutral kind of mode, but I found this dress. And this is another item that for me, it hits like a maxi. It's fitted, it has 2 pockets in the front that are functional, and it has a very deep V. And I think this is a beautiful dress. It's like a basic. So this is something that you can layer with something over it, like a maxi cardigan over top of it. I think this would be beautiful with like one of the Hanifa knit maxi sweaters over it. You can put like a turtleneck or a t-shirt or something under it. Whatever your vibe is, I feel like you can make it happen with this dress because it's just a great base and a great piece to kind of layer over or under, whatever vibe you're trying to give. It does have a pretty long split in the back, which usually isn't my favorite that's not really my look. But because I'll probably always wear this with either like combat boots or longer boots, it's fine. This is more of like a fitted dress, and I love this. This is another thing that I will probably keep forever just because it's so versatile. It's something that can easily be dressed up for work, or something that could be made more casual just for like running around, going to the mall, grocery store, whatever, whatever it is you have to do. This is another brand that I've never heard of. And another pro tip, when you are thrifting, do not pay attention to the size that's on the tag. Because the items in the thrift store are from all different time periods, the sizes will fluctuate. So this dress, it's 100% cotton, so that goes back to what I was saying about the quality of fabrics that you're able to find for an affordable price. But also it says that this is a size small. I'm not a size small in anything, but because this is from a different time period, it works. Usually the older something is, the smaller it will be. So I'm not sure how I'm able to get into this. It's just kind of like, I guess it was intended to be an oversized fit, so it happened to work for me. But typically something like, say, a small from the 80s or 90s, it's going to typically be smaller than a small from 2021, just depending on how it's cut, but that's usually how it goes. Sizes have kind of changed over the years, so that's something that you want to keep in mind. But the best rule of thumb is to always try things on if you are able to. I love when thrift stores have fitting rooms, but if not, girl, find you a mirror or something in the store and go and just layer over top of the pieces that you're wearing, or, you know, do what you have to do to see how things fit if they don't have dressing rooms, because, you know, the sizes vary. It's not like if you go to H&M and you know, oh, in H&M I wear an 8 or a medium. It's not really quite the same, just because you have pieces from all of these different brands and designers. So the way it fits and hangs on you will always vary. So if you can try things on, and that'll usually help you determine what pieces will work for you and what won't, just depending how they fit on the body. Okay, so with all of that in mind, I styled this with the same cropped hoodie that I wore with the last skirt that I showed you. I had in the same boots. I'm all for mixing and matching your pieces to create different looks. I'm not one of those people that wear things one time and then like I'm over it. I pay for water and electric every month. That power the washer and dryer that I have, and I use it. So wear your pieces, find things that you love that you can wear a bunch of different ways, so that you're not always having to buy new things when it's time to go somewhere. Like, learn how to optimize your wardrobe so that you can, you know, create different looks with the pieces that you have. All right, moving into blazers, I found this blazer in this brand. It says Valerie Stevens, not familiar, and this is a US size 10, and the price on this, it says $11.99. This is another thing I'm pretty sure that I got for half price, just because I usually don't spend that much on blazers in the thrift store, to be honest. So this was probably one of those half price things, but I love this because this is such a 90s vibe. Like, I love 90s fashion, and this gives major Fran Fine vibes, like, or even Hillary Banks, I guess. But I love this blazer. The collar is velvet, the buttons are velvet, and the cuff is velvet, which I thought was beautiful. It's kind of like a houndstooth plaid sort of situation, so it's black and white, so this can be worn a number of different ways. I actually styled this blazer in 2 different ways, more of like, the first outfit is more of like in keeping with the time period that this blazer probably came out, which I would say is like mid-90s, and a more updated way of how I would probably style this in my every day-to-day life. The first look is something that I would probably still wear, but the second look is just a little more current and a little more up-to-date. I think this is so beautiful. It has shoulder pads, and if you're not someone that's a fan of shoulder pads, just cut them out. Once you buy something, it's yours, so don't be afraid to customize it and make it into something that you love and that fits, you know, your wardrobe and the things that you like to wear. I personally, I don't mind shoulder pads, so I kept them in, and I just think it's a great jacket. It is double-breasted, and I love it. So yeah, I think, like I said, this is major Fran Fine vibes. I love Fran Drescher. I think she's a major style icon, especially for the 90s. I feel like she's way underrated. No one mentions her when they talk about 90s fashions, but she always gave a look. She always gave a body. The only thing I didn't really appreciate about the nanny and Fran's character on there is the way that they let Mr. Sheffield play with her for several seasons. Like, it was the last season before they ever got married. I just didn't, I'm not really with that, but that's another story for another time. But yeah, this blazer I love. Will it be something that I reach for all the time? Probably not. But when I want to give, like, you know, a vintage look, that's sort of like a 90s vibe, I will definitely have this, and you know, pull this out to create that kind of style. The next blazer that I picked up is probably one of my most favorite thrifted fashion finds ever. I've been shopping at thrift stores probably since, like, well, spending my own money since like high school. But my mom is a thrift queen, so like even as a child, I would go with her and my aunt to all of these different thrift stores. Like on a Saturday, it would be a whole thing. And so, I mean, back then I really I didn't have the time for it. But after I got more into fashion and started shopping and things like that, I love the thrift store because I could go in there and ball out, have all kind of stuff, and only spend like $20-$30. So I mean, who doesn't love that? But this is a vintage Gucci blazer. And what is so special about this is I have the blazer, but this was also part of a suit. So I have the matching skirt that goes with it as well. I don't know if I would ever wear them together because I'm not really into skirt suits and things like that. I feel like they can kind of age you a bit just depending on the cut. But the skirt is beautiful. Surprisingly, I'm able to actually fit it. And I love it. It's just, I'm more into, I don't mind buying suits, but I prefer to wear them as separates. So it's like you're getting two things for the price of one. So like I mentioned earlier, with a lot of vintage items, you have to be careful with the sizing. This says that this is a size 48, which is probably why I can fit it, because it is a vintage 48. I'm not exactly sure what year this was created, but I do not wear a 48. I usually fall anywhere between an 8 and a 12, just depending on how something is cut. But this, the year in which this was made, of 48, was probably on the bigger side for women of the time. And it's now like a US 10-12. So that's probably why I'm able to fit this. It fits perfectly. This is 100% wool and I love it. It's, the entire thing is lined with the vintage Gucci logo, and I just think this is the most perfect, most beautiful. Like, this is like if there were levels to thrifting, this is top tier. This is like the ultimate level that you reach after you've put in the work for years, you know, going around paying your dues, finding little things here and there. This is top tier level of thrifting. Okay, this also has some slight shoulder padding, very slight, not like the shoulder pads from like the 80s and 90s, but this is more of like just to provide structure, not like to add volume to your shoulders, if that makes sense. A notched lapel, like I said, it's 100% wool, and the colors are very on trend for what we've been seeing for this, you know, particular fall and winter, with the browns and the blue. And it's just a very beautiful blazer. It has like tortoise buttons, and I love this. So this I actually paired with this sweater and the knit skirt that I showed you earlier. So I will also show you the same little clip again of me trying this on. But I love this blazer. Like, this is something that I feel like you keep forever. You pass it down. Hopefully I have a daughter one day that loves clothes just as much as I do and is able to get use out of this. But this is just like what thrift fashion dreams are made of. Like, it's beautiful. It has a pocket right here in the front. I don't think I mentioned this. That is functional. It's just amazing. So the last clothing item that I want to mention is a coat that I found, and I love shopping at thrift stores to find like really beautiful, unique coats. One, because the quality is always top tier, so you're going to find something that's thick and that's going to keep you warm, and because, like I mentioned, you're going to find something that's unique. So if you are someone that is into like long trench coats, always hit up the thrift store before you shop at a mainstream retailer, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to find what you're looking for at a fraction of the cost, and something that's going to be like just a little different than what everybody else has. And if you can't find something that's your exact size, just get something if it's bigger and get it altered to fit you perfectly. I think tailored coats are one of the main things, or if not the main thing, that you can get to really elevate your look and to look put together. When a coat just falls and hangs beautifully, that is just, it just makes me so happy. So this is one or the coat that I found, and it is a trench coat, and it has shoulder padding in this, which I love, and it's actually double lined. So if you can see here, it has a zipper. So if I wanted to wear this more so in the spring, I could take out this lining. This is, I don't know, this almost feels like this might be wool, but I can take out this lining that I would need right now for the winter and wear it as just like a light, kind of like a rain jacket sort of thing in the spring before it gets, you know, too warm. And I love that. Most vintage, well, a lot of trench coats have that, but especially like older trench coats from like the 80s and 90s, they will have that double lining so that you can unzip and wear it for multiple seasons. So I love a good all-weather coat, girl. Like, that is one of my favorite things. On the shoulder, it has, I'm not entirely sure what this part of the coat is called, but I know a lot of trench coats have this, but it has like this functional button little thing here. And in the back, it's vented. It has this beautiful belt. I don't typically use the belt as it's intended. I either tie it in the front to keep my coat closed, or I'll tie it in the back like this, which gives you like a, you know, a little extra shape when you're wearing something that's kind of oversized. So that's another tip to keep in mind. This is a maxi. The only thing with this coat, it fits perfectly like on my body, but the sleeves are a little short. I think whoever owned this before they donated it to the thrift store had it altered to fit their arms, and they had shorter arms than I do. So I am going to have to get the sleeve let out just a little, but I don't mind doing that because, like I said, the coat, the tag, it says $24.99, and I'm pretty sure I did pay full price for this. To me, it was worth it. How often do you find a coat for $25? So I wasn't complaining. The colors are beautiful. It's so unique, and I'm so happy that I have this in my collection. Like, I think almost all of the trench coats that I have been thrifted at some point or another, just because you find the most amazing quality coats, especially if you like, you know, the traditional Burberry like khaki trench coats. They have so many of those that are always in the thrift stores, at least the ones that I go to. I live in Maryland, so like the DMV area, I hit all the thrift stores, and I'll leave a list of some of them below. But especially pre-COVID, me and my mom and my brother, we would be in those thrift stores on like a heavy rotation. And so they always have like the Burberry, even if it's not the Burberry brand, even though I see those quite a bit, the style of trench coat, if that's something that you're into and you don't want to pay Burberry prices, find you a thrift store, and I can almost guarantee that you will find one. So this is a beautiful coat. I'm so happy that I have this, and yeah, you can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong with the thrift store. So the last two items that I want to share are a bag and a pair of shoes. So I'm going to start with the bag, and it is this bag. I think this is so cute. The quality is amazing. It's not any particular brand that I'm aware of. On the logo, it has a JC. So I know all the brands and all the designers, okay? And I don't know one that starts with the JC. And so if you have any idea of what this could be, you can let me know in the comments. But when shopping thrift, even though you can find like designer items, that's not what I go with, the intention of finding designer things. I just want to find things that are great quality, things that will be a great addition to what I already have in my wardrobe. And this is that. Like I mentioned, blues and browns have been very popular this season, and I think this is just a really good bag. It's a perfect size. It's not too small to where you can't get anything in it, and it's not huge where you're lugging around a whole bunch of unnecessary things. It's the perfect size to get in what you need. It has this longer strap, so I can wear a crossbody, which is my favorite thing to do with any bag. If it has this long strap so I can wear a crossbody, that's what I'm probably going to do. But if you're not a crossbody girl, it does have a top handle. This bottom section, you can unzip it. This is functional. It even has, well, probably that might give a glare, but it does have like a mirror at the bottom, so you can hide, and it has like a little card slot if you want to put like cards or things under there. Just a really great quality bag. The tag, it says $9.99, but this is another one of those things that I got half priced. And this is beautiful. Great leather. This is super soft. This is like a coated canvas, gold hardware. Nothing has tarnished or anything like that. It's in great shape. So I'm really happy to have this. And it went with a lot of the looks that I styled today. If you've noticed, I try to use, when I do like styling videos, like a few of the same pairs of shoes and bags, just so people can get an idea of how you can mix and match a few things to create a bunch of different looks. And the last item that I want to share are a pair of shoes. And they are these loafers by the brand Franco Sarto. I think these are so beautiful. When I grab these, they put me in the mindset of the Prada loafers. I will insert a picture if you're not familiar with the shoes that I'm talking about, but I love loafers. Like, I think they're so timeless, so classic. You can wear them so many different ways. They're great for work. They're great for like running errands. If you want to have like a little more of an elevated style and you don't want to wear like sneakers, but you want to still be comfortable, loafers are perfect for that. They have the 2 tassels in the front. They are patent leather. They're just a really great classic pair of loafers, but what I love the most about them is the platform that they have. I'm very short, like I mentioned earlier, so any shoe with like a platform that gives you just a little height but still comfortable, I'm all for that. It has like this kind of like a gunmetal beading, so that also adds to like the edge factor just a little, but it's still a very classic shoe. When I found these, they were brand new. They had never been worn. I know a lot of people are iffy about thrifting and they think that things are dirty and this and that, which they could be, but they could be dirty when you're going into Zara and you're buying the bodysuit that somebody wore and returned so they could get their money back. Okay, so like you have to consider these things when you're buying things from the store. There's always a chance that someone has worn it and returned it, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so make sure when you're thrifting, look in the section with the shoes. Even if someone has worn them, you can disinfect them. Just like when you go to the shoe store, somebody may have tried on the pair of shoes that you're buying. Like, you have to think about these sort of things. So I happen to find these brand new, but I probably still would have bought them if they had been used and they were still in good shape. So I love these for me. Like I said, I really want the Prada loafers, but they're a little pricey and I'm not really supposed to be shopping and spending money like that right now because I'm trying to save for other things. But the thrift store is a good place to go so you can save you a little coin and still find like great quality pieces and things, and you don't have to spend as much as you would retail. Like, this is something I could probably, this brand is in DSW and Nordstrom Rack a lot. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw something very similar, if not the same shoe, still on one of their websites, just because loafers, they never really go out of style, but they're trending a little more than usual right now. So that's another tip to keep in mind if it is something that you're looking for, especially like a designer item, but you want to find a look for less. The thrift store is a great place to do that. So that is my haul. Please let me know in the comments which look was your favorite, and if you are someone that is a thrifter like I am. If you're not a thrifter, after seeing this video, is it something that you would consider? I'm interested to know. So please don't forget to leave me a comment, like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.